Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a little while. There's a couple of reasons for that. The main reason is that I was in a bit of a reading slump, but I don't exactly want to say I was in a reading slump because my sister says that a reading slump is when you're in a place where you don't want to read, and I was wanting to read. It was just that everything that I was reading wasn't doing it for me. So I just wasn't enjoying anything, and that kind of put me in a bit of a downer mood. So this October, because this is going to be for basically the whole month of October, I read one thing to completion that was a published novel. I have read a lot of fan fiction. I forgot to grab my reading journal, but it's okay, because I've read like 70-something fan fiction this month, and a lot of them have been novel length. So I have been reading, it's just that none of the published novels that I've been reading have been really holding my attention. This video is going to be a long one. That being said, because this is going to be my October reading wrap-up, because I only read one thing, and my October haul, because it makes no sense to me to make a reading wrap-up for 3 weeks when I've only read one thing, really. So, yes. I will go ahead and talk about what I was reading and not enjoying. So the number one thing, the last time that you saw me, I was reading The Secret History, I think I posted that video, said that I was going to try and stick with it, and then the next day I was like, I cannot do this, and I DNF'd it. I might pick this back up. I don't like people or characters who lie just to lie. It's kind of a thing with me. There was a person in my life when I was a child who lied just to lie, and it's like a lot of stupid trauma stuff. Not getting into it, but I might go back and try to read this again, but when it got to the point where somebody who wanted to be his friend gave him a coat, and then he turned around and lied and said it was his grandfather's, I said, no. Done. I'm done with this. So I set it down, and I have not picked it back up. I don't really regret it. I'm going to keep it just because I want to own all of Donna Tartt's books. She only has 3. Still looking for the third of the other one. But yes, that was the reason I DNF'd The Secret History. Something that I started, but you guys would not know about, was I started The Butcher and the Wren. I don't remember now how it was said. Anyways, it is a book about a autopsy technician in the crime division who is trying to hunt down a serial killer. It's done by Elena, I don't remember her last name, who is the co-host of Morbid, and Morbid is probably just my favorite podcast. There's a few reasons that I DNF'd it, and they're very personal reasons. Nothing to do with, like, the book itself. The book itself was fine, but I listened to Morbid so much that it was just a little off-putting to be like, this is literally just a self-insert. And, like, I don't hate it, but in my brain it was making things difficult for me to read it, and I think that has to do with my ADHD and not the book itself. So yes, that is why I DNF'd that book. The writing style I liked the writing style a lot, actually. So there was nothing wrong with that. The only other thing that I didn't like is that because Elena is a true crime podcaster, she has these preset ways that she thinks of serial killers, and so those preset ways that she was thinking of the serial killer were bleeding over into how she was writing him, and to me it just didn't make sense for him to think that way about himself in some instances. But that's just me. I think I got about 35% of the way into the book and said, I'm not enjoying this, I might pick it back up later. And I'm very glad that I didn't buy it, because I was going to buy it. And I would have felt really bad if I had bought it and wasn't enjoying it. So, yep, that's it on that story, but those were the things that I was reading and was not enjoying. Next, The last time that you guys saw me, I was reading Bloody Mary Volume 1. I'm still reading this. Or I was going to start it. I don't remember. I'm still reading this. It just wasn't catching my attention. I think I'm going to try and finish this book today. I think that's my reading goal for today. It should not take me very long. Now then, this is a little bit of a spoiler for the haul, but that's okay, because there's something that I read, and I did something that I love doing, and I read it in one sitting, yesterday afternoon. And that is Grey Warren by Maggie Stiefvater. The last book in the Dreamer trilogy, the last book in this universe. I'm literally wearing a Raven Cycle pendant, so we all know how. I don't know if I've ever talked about the Raven Cycle. It's probably my favorite YA series. I'm not really interested in YA anymore though, so that's not saying much. I gave this book a 4.5 stars. I don't know if I should talk very much about it. There's a lot of things in it that I liked. My opinion is that it's a good book, but it's not a good ending to a series or a good ending to a universe. That is my opinion about it. There were so many little things that I absolutely loved. There were some things that I absolutely did not love. If you've seen anyone's opinions about it, the epilogue was not great. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I want you to form your own opinions about this. If you're planning on reading it, or if you have no idea what it is, but you are like, well, I want to give the Raven Cycle or the Dreamer trilogy a try. I want you to form your own opinions about this. And that's that. I think I have very, very mixed opinions about this book, and I'm going to leave it at that. Yes, 4.5 stars. That was the only thing that I completely read this month so far. I am planning on reading Bloody Mary, but if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Okay, we have a big book haul, and then I'm going to talk about my reading plans for the next couple of months, I guess. I have no idea when I got these two books. It might have been September, but I don't think it was September. And I might have already shown these, but I have no idea. And if I did, and I know that the day that I got these, I got more books, but I don't remember what they were. I think. I might be completely misremembering this, and you guys have already seen these. I just don't know. I feel like there is something that I got this month that I don't have in this huge pile. And I have a problem. Okay, we're going to start off. I'm pretty sure I got this month, and that is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I really love this cover. I might have already shown it to you. It looks like a book. It's really cute. I love it. This I might have got last month. I think I forgot to show it in my haul last month. But that is... This is so stupid, but that is Ready Player One. I got it in mass market edition. I like it a lot. I have not read this book yet. Yeah. Ready Player One. It's a sci-fi. I've been in a sci-fi mood. I've been collecting sci-fi. Okay. Those are the two that I really don't remember. All of this other stuff in order of when I got it. Let's go. First off, I got the rest of Bloody Mary. I think I mentioned this already. So volume 6, volume 7, volume 8, volume 9, and volume 10, which I think the cover is a bit of a spoiler, but whatever. Bloody Mary is a cheesy vampire romance BL manga, but there was some twists to it that I remember from volume 4 or 5 that I really enjoyed, and so I picked up the rest of them, and I'm slowly, very slowly, obviously, rereading them and finishing the series. Very excited about that. Again, cheesy vampire BL romance manga. I like the art style though. And yeah. Next up, we have two very, very, very random books. The first one is one that I'm probably never going to even read, but we were at this little shop in a town for a fall festival thing, and they had books free for $1. So we were like, we love books, me and my sister. We're like, we love books, so we're just gonna pick them up. She got a, oh gosh, what are they called? Wheel of Time. She got a Wheel of Time book there, the old copies, because she's collecting those. And the random one that we picked up, because the other one I have a story to, the random one that we picked up is called Magic's Promise, Book 2 of The Last Herald Mage. And we just fell in love with the cover, so that's it came home with us. It's really cheesy. It looks really old. The back looks like it's been chewed up by a dog. Okay, so this is a long, long story. The reason that I've been reading so much fan fiction this month is because I got back into Assassin's Creed. And I've been reading so much Assassin's Creed fan fiction that it's a little bit ridiculous. And I binge bought the first 4 games. I got the Ezio collection, so it's like 7 games. And I've started the first Assassin's Creed. You can see right over here, my PlayStation 3 is right there instead of my PlayStation 4. So I'm planning on playing more of that sometime, because then something else happened. Doesn't matter though. I got into Assassin's Creed, and in that little shop, for a fall festival that we went to, they randomly had one of the Assassin's Creed books. So I picked it up. I wasn't even planning on reading these, but, you know, I own the, what is this, 5th one? 4th one now. It was just so serendipitous, because that morning I had actually gotten the Ezio collection. So, yeah, that's the random one that I picked up. Next, last weekend, that's right, last weekend, we went to the mall with my brother and sister-in-law. It was her birthday, and my birthday was last week as well, so we went to the mall, and we did a lot of shopping. I got my ears pierced again. They've been healing very nicely. I don't want to hear about it, but yes, I did just go to a Claire's. It is what it is. There, I picked up, of course, Grey Warren. Yeah. Something a little random about these books is that if you have clammy hands like I do when you read, and you read without the slipcover on, the books turn your hands black. Thought that was interesting. The first time it happened, though, was when I was reading Call Down the Hawk, and Ronan was drowning in Nightwash, and I had to get up to go to the bathroom, and I got in the bathroom, and I looked down, and my hands were covered in black, and it was not good. But it's funny looking back on it, because I was freaking out about it, but it is what it is. Okay, next I got the first 2 books of a series that I've been wanting to start, and I'm really excited because they're Tor mass market paperbacks, and Tor makes fantastic mass market paperbacks. And that is The Ruin of Kings and The Name of All Things. So I got the first 2 of these. I've been wanting to start these for a while now, since July, I think, July or August, when I got really into like hunting for book series and things like that. These have been on my radar since then. So yes, got those 2. Next, we have what we did on Saturday, and last Wednesday was my 25th birthday. I'm 25. And I told my dad once in August that what I wanted to do was go to the Half Price Books, and then there's an ice cream shop right next to it, and I was like, I want to go to Half Price Books, and I want to get ice cream. He's been talking about it nonstop since then. I mentioned it once. Wasn't even sure if that's what I wanted to do. It's what we ended up doing. I'm really glad we did it. Okay. A lot of these were random pickups. 2 of them were like kind of on my radar, and I'll talk about those. But they really didn't have anything that I was like hunting for, but I was like, it's my birthday. I'm going to treat myself to some books. And I did. So the first thing that I got is actually the first of the Assassin's Creed books, because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Assassin's Creed right now. Don't know why. So this is Renaissance. I almost said Resistance. Is there one called Resistance? There's so many R ones. There isn't. Anyways, so I got Assassin's Creed Renaissance. I think this is about the first Ezio game. I'm excited about that. I don't know if I'm going to read it. I started the audiobook of this, but I never went very far into it, and I'll probably pick that back up but later on, maybe, or maybe I'll just read the book, because I wanted to play the game first. If you heard a big thump, that's the garbage people that dump in the garbage. That happens once a week. Okay, so Assassin's Creed Renaissance. Very excited to own it. Next, we have The Way of Shadows, which is about an assassin. If you can't tell, I'm in a mood here. I don't know really much about this book, except that I've seen it every time we went to Half Price. I picked it up every time we went to Half Price, and I was like, I'm just gonna get it this time. So it's here. I'm actually really looking forward to reading this. This is on my maybe next pile. Okay. Next we have something so random. I saw the name and I was like, I have to own it. It turns out it's a second book, and now I'm waiting for the first book from the library. This has happened to me twice now. But that is The Dinosaur Knights. I don't know if this is some cult classic. I don't know if this is like something people read a lot. But George R.R. Martin said it's like a cross between Jurassic Park and Game of Thrones. And also I thought it sounded a lot like Dinotopia. And I love Dinotopia. I'm planning this huge, long Dinotopia fanfic that I might start for NaNoWriMo. I have a couple of fanfics planned for NaNoWriMo, which is, like, I know the point isn't fanfiction, it's, writing your own original novel, but we'll see. I have a couple of fanfics that I'm thinking about writing, but then again, I have a different one that I'm working on that's really long. Anyways, Dinosaurs, Knights. The first one is called Dinosaur Lords, so we'll get that. The next one, I cannot believe I did this. I cannot believe I did this. I forgot I got Ready Player One and I picked up another copy. I'm just so glad I didn't pick up another copy of the Mass Market. The Mass Market one that was there looked like it had been dropped in a toilet and it smelled awful. So I didn't pick that one up, and I'm really glad that I didn't because I already own it. But I actually like this copy better because it's so floppy. And it feels really good to hold. So I'm probably going to read this copy eventually. Yeah. So, Ready Player One. I got it again. I can't say I'm mad about it because it was only like $4, but yeah. The next thing is the only other thing that was actually kind of on my radar. And that is Cyberabad Days by Ian McDonald. I really want to read Luna. Is it Luna by him? The Luna Chronicles by him. I've never seen it anywhere, so I just picked up this one. I think it's short stories. Yeah, I think this is short stories. Oh, this is from 2009? I thought this was newer. It is what it is. That's not a big deal. I just thought it was newer. But yeah, I'm really... There's a fly. I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, I've been wanting to start this author for a while, so I just picked it up again in the contender for what I might read next. Next, this was a complete impulse purchase. I'd never seen this before. I'd never heard of this before. It's not ridiculous sounding, but I was just like, oh, that sounds cool, and I want to read it, and it's huge, and I want a huge fantasy book. And that is Soulkeeper by David Dalglish, I think is how my sister said you say it. My sister is a librarian, so she knows her stuff usually. Anyways, it's massive and floppy, and I looked at this and I went, I need that. And I love the cover. I don't know, the cover is just gorgeous to me. And I was like, I need that. And there's a massive, massive map in the front. Okay. Like I said, this is a very impulse purchase, but I'm very excited to have it, and I really want to read it. Okay. That's also going in the maybes pile. That was my haul for the month. I cannot believe that I got so many books this month. The other things that I got, not one of them, not this month, but I wanted to show it off, are some pouches. I collect pouches. It's lunchtime. It's fine. So the first pouch that I got is this camping pouch. My sister bought this for me from Barnes & Noble. We were going on a trip, a short little trip, and she was like, we need fun pouches for our short trip. So we got a pouch. And this one's mine. Camping, we got these at Barnes & Noble. I can't remember. That's the brand. Yeah, I really like that one. Next, I don't remember what brand this one is either. Yeah, I do. It's on the inside. Blue Q bags. I got the Big Evidence one. It's the ones that kind of, they're like these weird canvasy things. I really like these. There's the brand name. Really like these. I'm trying to wrap this up because this is so long. And then next I got an out of print bag when we were at Half Price Books for my birthday on Saturday, and it's the library card one. I've had my eye on this one for like a year and a half at this point. Yeah, and it's just out of print. Yeah, those are the pouches that I got this month. All of this being said, probably not going to have a haul next month. I'm probably only getting one book next month. Possibly. It's a very big possibly. Okay. On to the maybe reading plans for next month. I'm in a bit of a reading mood. So, we'll see. To start it all off, I really want to finish To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. Because I'm not enjoying this book. I am enjoying this book. It was just so long. And I had read 200 pages, and I needed a break. So, I'm gonna try to finish this. We'll see. It might be one of those books that just takes me forever to read. And I want to be okay with that. I don't want to not be okay with that. So, that's on the docket for what I'm reading next. Also next, possibly, I'm just going to go ahead and show off the two that I talked about in my haul. So this one and this one are possibly next on the reading list. We'll see. Also, one that I just talked about, The Rune of Kings, that's possibly next on the reading list. The three that I didn't just get that are a possibility are finally sitting down and reading the Mistborn trilogy. I've owned this for like a year and I haven't read it yet. I've like picked it up a few times and like skimmed through it a little bit. This one's The Final Empire. I think it has a map. thought it had a map. It does not. I think Elantris has a map. Oh, there's the maps. They were just in there a little bit. Tiny book with tiny maps. Really love that. The other thing that I'm thinking about reading is The Warrior Heir. I've had this book and the second book, The Wizard Heir, since I was, I want to say like 12, and I've never read them. But I really do want to read this. And then the only other thing that I'm thinking about reading right now is rereading again the second time for this year. It would be The Last Sun. Because I never finished the read through, and the only other book that I'm thinking about buying this year would be the third one of these. The Hourglass Throne? Yes, The Hourglass Throne would be the only other book that I'm thinking about buying this year. Those are my reading plans. They are subject to change at any time. I think I'm making a list later on today of all the books that I own and have never read. And that's kind of my reading goal, is to not have any books that I've never read on my shelf, and to also possibly get rid of all the books that I don't like that are on my shelf. Because I have one that I'm keeping because I like the cover. Last year, around this time, actually, I started / read The Dark Tower, The Gunslinger. I read that one this time last year, and I hated it. I absolutely hated that book, but I still own it because I have it and The Shining in these really cool mass market editions. And I'm like, maybe I should just get rid of it though, because I'm never going to read that book again. Yeah, that's it. My reading plans, what I got this month, what I read this month, what I'm planning on finishing today, the last day of the month. This is a long one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing reading week. I will probably be back next week because I feel the reading mood is back. But also I might not, because the other things that I've been doing is watching The Musketeers because it's finally on Prime that I've known about it, and knitting because I've been in a knitting mood. But I will probably be back next month because I kind of have this like plan. It's not a schedule because I don't stick to schedules because of my ADHD, but it's a plan, and I like to stick to those because of my ADHD. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I have to pack all these books back to my room now. Wish me luck. I hope you have an amazing reading week. I hope you have some nice tea or some nice coffee or some nice hot chocolate or a nice hot drink that you enjoy. Hope you read something that you like. Bye.